Good day. My name is Julie Truhlar, and this is my Business 3413 Organizational Communication, Week 5, Assignment B, Final Presentation Report. Can dogs really understand humans? If you ask any dog owner, you will probably get the reply of, yes, of course they can. But that's not really scientific now, is it? We now have proof that dogs can actually understand humans. Join me in looking at the screen while I continue my presentation. In 2010, NOVA, through the Public Broadcasting System, presented a documentary called Dogs Decoded. It presented new scientific research on how dogs and humans relate to each other. It explored how we engage each other, communicate with each other, including barking and body gestures, how we interact toward each other, and the genetic and evolution of the dog. Since our question is, can dogs really understand humans? We will be focusing on only two of these areas. We will talk about how dogs and humans engage each other and communicate with one another. Let us begin with the left gaze bias. The left gaze bias is a natural gaze bias toward the left visual field. That is, the right side of the viewee's face is often inspected first and for longer periods. This is how people interact with each other. Professor Daniel Mills of the University of Lincoln, England, veterinary and behavioral medicine, using eye tracking technology, has discovered that dogs engage humans in the same way. This may not seem too significant, but Dr. Mills also discovered that dogs do this only with humans, not other animals or with each other, nor inanimate objects. This eye movement expresses emotion, both from us towards the animal, but it is believed that dogs can actually measure the emotional response of people, which could be a biological advantage for dogs. Understanding when a person is, say, angry or mad or happy or joyful. This proves that dogs do interact with us on an emotional level. But does it really answer the question, can dogs really understand humans? Dr. Adam McCloskey of Itvos Lurand University, Hungary, is studying how dogs communicate through barking and if humans can understand what different barks mean. This may seem like silly science, but there is great significance in this study. Wolves only bark when there is danger. They do not normally vocalize towards each other in this manner. This is important because dogs and wolves are 99.8% genetically identical. Understanding what is instinctive and what has developed through domestication and communicating with man is important. Dr. McCloskey's experiment began with recording dogs barking in a variety but specific stress or happy situations, such as being left alone or tied up, being playful, being excited such as worried or threatened, or being excited as being helpful, happy, or joyful. Next, he has several different dog owners listen to the recorded barks. Most dog owners could nearly 100% of the time identify the bark with the emotional situation. This research may beg to ask the question, did dog evolve to using the bark to communicate with man? Perhaps. But then can dogs really understand humans? I'm certain if this research proves that or not. We can most assuredly say that dogs have developed barking as a way of communicating their emotional and physical needs. Perhaps the research being conducted by Juliana Kaminski at the Max Planck Institute in Germany might tell us if dogs can really understand humans. She has discovered a feat that dogs can consistently achieve that not even the ape can comprehend. Dogs can follow hand gestures. Even more extraordinary, Dr. Kaminsky discovered dogs can follow a human gaze and respond as well. This is due to the expressiveness of the human face. So Dr. Kaminsky's work concurs with Dr. Mills's study in that dogs can read and respond to human expression. And also, like Dr. Mill's discovery, dogs only use this skill with humans. They do not react to each other or other animals in this way. Dr. Kaminsky likened it to learning another language. She took her study a step further and ventured to determine how much dogs can verbally comprehend. Dr. Kaminsky learned of a border collie named Betsy who lives in Austria and has proven vocabulary understanding of 340 words. Through cognizant exercises, she discovered that Betsy has the intellectual development understanding of a 3-year-old child. The doctor admits not all dogs are this intelligent, but that they may very well be much more intelligent than we have ever imagined. Does this evidence prove that dogs really understand humans? Well, I believe it does. For instance, I have a 5-year-old pug mix named Sugar. I have to spell W-A-L-K if I do not intend on taking her for one. And my worry is that one day she is going to figure out what I am actually spelling. And even more than understanding what we are communicating, it is obvious from the research presented here that our 4-legged furry companions are also capable of knowing how we feel. Domestication has changed the dog from the wolf to an amazing, loving creature that we are just discovering has changed its very nature to adopt to a life with us. So, if we are ever asked the question, can dogs really understand humans? You can answer with assurance, yes, they most certainly can. Let me leave you with this final small morsel. Legend has it that soon after creation, the earth was torn in two. The earth trembled, and a great rift appeared, separating the first man and woman from the rest of the animal kingdom. As the chasm grew deeper and wider, all the other creatures, afraid for their lives, returned to the forest, except for the dog, who after much consideration leapt the perilous rift to stay with the humans on the other side. His love for humanity was greater than his bond to other creatures, and his willingness to forfeit his place in paradise to prove it. Thus, dog came to be man's best friend. If nothing else that I have shared with you here today convinces you that dogs understand us, then this legend should. Dog took a leap of faith to stand next to us, because he did always understand us. Thank you for joining me.